Good evening, brothers. Now, I was watching Hammerhand. Well, I wasn't watching Hammerhand. I was listening to Hammerhand. Brother Hemi was kind enough to pipe Hammerhand's stream to me today while I was driving. So thank you for that very much, Brother Hemi. And I got to thinking, people are going to mislabel us as MGTOW. People are going to say things that we are what we're not, and we are awful people because of X, Y, and Z. And I decided that it would be a good idea if we, the MGTOW community, make testimonials. Testimonials to why we are MGTOW. And claim that we're MGTOW. Obviously, if the government wants to get to you, it doesn't matter if you've got your icon out there. Look at what happened to Chronic. Pardon me, it was a long day. But other people are not going to know who you are. So please keep your anonymity. If you don't already show your face, you don't have to show your face. But testimonials, I think, would be a great idea. What's up, babe? So I'm going to start it off. And I'd like to put together a compilation of these testimonials so that we can have sort of a short film at some time. So all you have to do is say your YouTube name and that you're a MGTOW and why. Make it short. Post them. Or send them to me. I don't care. But I am Brandon Trueblood. I'm a MGTOW. I became a follower of the MGTOW philosophy when I lost access to my children following my divorce. I don't hate women, but I do hate one of them. Thank you very much. That's my testimonial. So, do any of you brothers want to come on and give your testimonial as to why you're a MGTOW? This is going to be a real short stream. So, I put the link in the chat. I'll do it again. Sorry about the shit lighting. That's all I got right now. Putting you one of them rings. Yeah, it's a lot like an AA meeting, Emmy. But this is for posterity. Because people are going to come up and say someday, oh, you're a MGTOW because you hate women, or you're a MGTOW because you're secretly gay, or you're a MGTOW because of this, that, or the other thing. And the tenets of MGTOW are being ignored. We're being called a group. You know, they're trying to lump us in with people that have no business being lumped in with MGTOW. The red pill and MGTOW are coexistent, but they're not the same. So, Matt, you want to come on the panel and tell us? Does anybody want to come on the panel? Because if nobody jumps on the panel, I'm going to end this real quick. But I want everybody to send me your testimonial or make a testimonial and post it on YouTube. All you have to do is say, I'm a MGTOW. Why? Ape, help me out here, brother. I know you got it. Good evening, Chris. Welcome to the stream. All right. Is anybody going to jump on the panel? Just press that link. There we go. Somebody finally saving my bacon. It's Brother Doug.
Brandon, what's up, man? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
My testimony is real straightforward and simple too. I think it's I love freedom, and I want to stack my paychecks so I can retire. That's the short version of why I'm a MGTOW. But also another reason is that I guess I woke up from the fantasy illusion of that a woman is going to love me for who I am. But also I don't either hate or love women either. I'm really just kind of neutral to them. I'm just out here doing my own thing, and I just love the freedom I have. That's why I'm MGTOW.
Very good.
Hey, Brandon.
Howdy. What's up, man?
The reason I joined MGTOW because I had a pretty tumultuous childhood and an adulthood growing up because my life was just a complete mess. So I wanted to save me from myself, and it was the one thing I wanted to look forward to: find my own family, find someone like-minded. When my own family could never believe anything I say, or
Right.
just for some reason trivialize my creativity. But thank you, Brandon. Thank you. You really showed me the way. You're awesome.
Thank you for hanging in there, man. And every day above dirt's a great day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chris, I don't know if you heard my opening monologue, but we are giving testimonials so that people can't put words in our mouth later on.
Am I on? Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, I'm on. Okay. Well, clearly I did it because I am a toxic terrorist. I am also a woman hater. That's clearly why I'm here. There's many other things. Or, completely not.
Well, in all seriousness, why did you really join, or not join? Why did you start following the MGTOW philosophy?
That one was pretty easy when I got the cold, hard reality of, women's nature and the system and how it really works. There wasn't really much of an option. You know what I mean? Like we always say, we don't go and recruit. And that's true. We don't have to. Right?
Yep.
So when I went through my divorce and lost my kids, and it was all done for profits, I got a little bit upset at that. You know what I mean? I don't like it when people fuck with kids. And when you fuck with kids and dads just for fucking money, we got a big problem. And that's why I'm recruiting for the next Civil War. So, yeah, guys, if you're looking to get on board, Doug will give you a ride on the train up here to Canada if you need transportation.
Oh, yeah, I'm so amped up. I'm ready to start.
There you go. Doug's going to be my mule guy.
Well, I got a reefer, so we're good for the temperature wise. You won't suffocate in the back of the truck.
Well, that's good.
So I'll set it to whatever temperature you all can agree on. But right now we are already by sort of withdrawing from society the way we have. We're already striking a blow against the system.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good.
And the thing is if we promote strength, which is exactly the opposite of what all government officials want when it comes to the population, right? We promote strength, we become their primary target next. Like the whole Piliovsky thing or whatever the fuck his name is, the French cocksucker that might as well just be Justin Trudeau light. I don't fully think that was an accident even. I really don't. I think that was a way to kind of draw up to the surface to give them a new enemy that people could rally behind.
That's completely contrived.
Yeah. They have a new enemy now that people can rally behind because it's evil and it's toxic and it's women hating, as I said, why I'm here, right? Wow. That's pretty awesome.
I don't think any of us hate women per se.
Not that I'm aware of. Hi, buddy.
No, I don't hate them.
No, we understand them now. We understand the truth. That's what we
That's
got.
our goal. You got to understand women.
Yeah, but
You
we
don't
got a
hate 'em.
dose. We got a dose of the
Well,
truth.
that's what the red pill part of MGTOW is the honest discussion of women's nature.
Yeah.
All they do is get good press, and we've been told lies since childhood because we were raised by women about how, sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yep. You ever think that?
And female nature has its own dark side, and that's the only thing that we expose with the red pill.
Well, if you caught Pop's Not So live stream today on the discussion of she was cheating while our kid was dying, that's not uncommon. It's not. It's not uncommon at all.
No.
That's a fucking sick outlook on life. Like, if that's your idea of the right thing to do, I wouldn't want to see what you consider the wrong thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be an evil, sick, twisted fuck. It requires an evil that's just beyond me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's just we could go on for days about that kind of stuff. All right, Ape, would you like to give your testimonial while you are a MGTOW?
I became a MGTOW for a couple of years now after my second failed marriage, second divorce. And I've come to the realization that I like being alone. I don't need or want a woman's validation. And one of the last major arguments I had with my last wife was I said I was raised by a single mother. I was an only child. My whole life I was told what to do by a woman, and it will never happen again, and you're not ever going to tell me what to do. And she didn't really like that.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
And it was not very much longer. It'll be 2 years this Thanksgiving that I moved out and I initiated my divorce. I initiated both my divorces.
Yeah.
They sat there and threatened and this and that, and we'll do counseling. And I don't believe that counseling would have helped me in my situation. I have my beliefs and my thoughts, and I'm not going to have the majority of your counselors are going to be very feminine biased. So I knew I was going to go in be against two. So I was like, no, we don't need to do this. We'll just end the marriage and we'll go our separate ways. And that's what happened.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to put you on mute for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
But that's what I was kind of just. I don't even remember. I don't even remember looking up. I didn't know the term MGTOW. Had no idea what it was. I just started watching YouTube videos, and I don't even remember what I put in the search bar. I can't honestly say. And the one video that just struck me was a short that Hammerhand did a couple years ago, and it was kind of a comedy short, and it was some older goth chick trying to do some kind of stupid dance where she arched her back and was not twerking but kind of twerking, and there was some song, it was a rap song, and it was called "Even the Old Bitches Get the Gate." And when she was trying to do this twerk thing, it had this rusty gate sound, and it was hilarious. I laughed so hard I was showing everybody at work. I said, "You gotta watch this video." And they're like, "Who is this guy?" I have no idea who he is, but he's funny as hell. So I just started watching the channel, and everything that he was saying was stuff that I agreed with in my thought process. And I was like, wow, and I'm not the only one, because I think almost every man goes into this thinking that they were the only one, or that nobody else is going through this stuff and nobody else knows what this feels like. But
we all started alone, but
exactly.
You're hundreds of millions of men that feel like this and have gone through it. And I didn't go through a particularly nasty divorce in either one. I got off really well out of both of them. So I don't have the horror stories. Like, I don't have any children of my own, so I don't have the horror stories that some of these gentlemen and the gentlemen that are sitting in this panel right now have. I didn't lose kids over this deal. I no longer talk to my stepdaughter because my second marriage, when I married her mother, she was 4 years old and she is now 19. Now lives in another state. I just found out a couple weeks ago. I had no idea. Thought she still lived here, and don't have any contact, and I'll never have any contact with her family ever again because they're all in another state. I see my ex-wife. I see her on a fairly regular basis. She works at a place that I have to go to buy groceries, so I see her, and we get along. And I don't know if she has hard feelings. I really don't. I mean, I had some hard feelings when it first, but that goes away. As for all out hating, no, I don't hate. I'm not hating anybody. I had hard feelings. I was pissed. I still have a little bit of that residual, we'll call it the RP rage that people go through. I'm still getting out of it, but every day is easier. And I just don't have any plans or desires or wants to have a female in my life anymore.
All right, Brother Indy.
What's up, Chief?
Share your testimonial.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Basically 17 years of marriage. We were on the road to be very wealthy, and she threw it away for dick. So how a woman can throw away a damn good life, kids, everything, just over dick. It dumbfounded me. Then the second marriage, she turned out to be ultimately violent. So after the second marriage, I actually had a marriage therapist when she wasn't there, male, tell me, you got to get away from her. Either you're going to end up in jail or you're going to be dead. One of the two. And I was like, oh, shit. So I got through those and I started, it's like Johnny Pneumatic, You start reading and talking and doing all this shit, and you're like, oh my God, I got to get out of this completely. Stay away from women completely, monk, everything. Because you can even, it doesn't matter. They can destroy you with a phone call. False hug, it's just not worth it.
No, it's not.
That
And
Duluth power wheel is real.
Yeah.
And it will roll right over your back.
Oh, it'll roll over your head. It will squash you like a grape.
Yep.
That is very, very, very true.
And I mean, you can take evidence into court. You can everything, guys. It's just, to me, it's not worth it.
Well, my
Me
own
personally.
divorce lawyer told me that men have the nurturing capabilities of a shark. And that was the guy I was paying $600 an hour to represent me.
Oh.
Sounded like you was splitting the money with her attorney.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you have to remember that
Anyways.
they all feed at the same trough.
Brother Zombro. Would you like to give your testimony of why you are MGTOW?
Like Ape, I was going through I typed in Google marriage problems. And again, like Ape, I thought I was the only one going through it. And I mean, thousands of hits came up. And I watched videos from Stardust, Razorblade Candy, Sandman, even some Lycus. But in the end, it was when my wife told me that she only saw me basically just as like a roommate and couldn't be with me anymore. She thought our children were losers. Started hitting the bottle. That's when I just became totally disillusioned, and I just started checking out of it as well. And then she filed. But I'd say for about a year, we were just phoning it in. It was crazy, but so much happier now. Monk mode. It's like a cheat code for life. It really is.
Absolutely. And monk mode is not for everybody, but those of us
No.
who follow it, it certainly
No.
has made a big difference in my life.
And what's weird, like I still have a friend of mine that I made here at church. He's still actively trying to set me up with like a sister or get me to go out with people. Like it's crazy. They can't fathom us. No one can fathom a single guy. It's just bizarre. It really is.
That's the first
You don't
thing
want that
that comes out
traveling
of your
nurse?
No, that's my neighbor. That's my new neighbor up the street. I'm talking about my she's insane. She's insane.
Sounds perfect.
No, God.
Yeah.
Don't stick your dick in crazy.
No.
Man, don't
do
it. This one's nuts stuff. Her husband, they're from California. Her husband got killed in a car wreck on the Pacific Coast Highway. He was drunk driving, and he rammed I think it was a phone company truck or like a utility company truck, and he got beheaded from the pole that they were towing. It just like cut him in half.
Dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we
that
just
could
had a
probably affect her mental well-being too.
Yeah, so she took all the insurance money. She came here. She bought a house. Then she decided, she put she put her daughter through RN school, and then she bought her daughter a house. And now her daughter's like, I don't want to live here. So she's paying mortgage on 2 houses now, and she's a train wreck. I mean, you name it, train wreck. Piercings, tats, everything. And this woman's a nurse, and she's just insane.
They don't need trauma to fucking make them crazy. I mean, as I stated from Pop's stream earlier there, to think that women, they'll have kids And while these children are like laying in a hospital dying, they're out getting dick down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
Oh
that's
yeah.
a fucked up thought. Isn't that just an insane thought? Like, it's the first thing that comes to her mind is how many cocks she can get that week.
That's
Remember
a
that?
person that has serious emotional problems and is looking for some kind of validation to fill that hole for that
Yes.
child that they're about to lose.
Remember that lady who made the TikTok video when her daughter was in the hospital for, I think she had like 104 fever or something like that. She was like 6 months old, and she was doing TikTok videos in the intensive care unit.
Yeah.
And then when she got a backlash, she deleted her account. She was, why is everyone attacking me?
Oh,
you're a horrible human woman.
Yeah, but just going back to what Abe said, how he got, and what Brandon said, like how like his lawyer, just totally trashed. But they all feed at the same trough. But I was talking when I talked to Pop. Pop goes, he called me the 1 in a million anomaly, because not only did I win custody and child support, I actually won custody and was able to take my daughter out of state, full custody.
That's hard to do.
Hard to do. It's something like 99.98% of the time will never happen, especially in New York, where I'm from.
That's an anomaly.
Yeah.
You're more likely to see.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
You're more likely to see Bigfoot hammering Mickey Mouse in the ass while riding a unicorn.
Yeah, you're more like, exactly. But my daughter is, she's well adjusted now that she's out of that environment. She's in the Navy. She's an electrical engineer. She's loving it. She's doing good.
That's great.
My other daughter, she sells medical equipment up in upstate New York, which is more red than blue, but still New York.
I got a real quick comment. I was telling you guys that I couldn't remember honestly what I looked up, and I still don't. But to show the bias and everything in YouTube, the first creators that I saw and what actually got me into MGTOW is Richard Cooper and Coach Greg Adams.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Those were the two videos. Those were the two channels that just kept popping up.
Yeah.
Well, I started watching them, and it's like, well, no, these guys are kind of telling me how to pick up women.
That's because
That's
they know
really
better.
I don't want to pick up women. I don't want nothing to do with them. So I don't know if something just came into a feed, a recommendation or whatever, because I was swallowing this content like crazy, just trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and that's when I'd seen, I think, that Hammerhand video before that, but Sandman stuff started kind of trickling in human stuff, and it's crazy. I used to get, even if I wasn't subscribed to him, I get a human video every day or every other day. I haven't seen him in weeks in any of my feeds to come in. That usually we're always just almost daily. Whenever he put a video out, I got a notification, and I wasn't even subscribed to him because I watched so much of his stuff. But now
I think I went through Razorblade Candy and Sandman's videos in a day and a half. I just sat there, I was everything that there was. It was just so spot on and true.
And for me, it was replicant fish.
Oh, I watch his videos every day. He cracks me up.
He's really good.
And then after replicant fish, I started watching Sandman and Hammerhand.
Vincent MGTOW.
Speaking of Sandman, you guys heard the channel, The Gents?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta watch out for him. What he's doing is he's taking stuff like from Man Talk and Sandman, and he's just replaying the video and using like an auto-tune voice for the words and making it his own. Like,
Are you serious?
yeah, oh, dead serious. The gents copy Sandman constantly. I caught like 5 or 6 videos and I flagged them. And he did it to Man Talk, but Man Talk, he went after him and he took everything down.
So he's plagiarizing.
Yeah, oh,
people's
God,
stuff.
yeah. He's plagiarizing stuff and making money off.
That's no different than what Pearly Things and those fucking bitches are doing. They're taking our talking points, fucking branding it, and just adding in their own conversations. They don't they don't fucking follow any of our philosophies. They can't.
And they're making serious moolah on their channel.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, Pearly has an army of how would you say, thirsty people.
You know what? It would almost be more beneficial for men, right, to find some broad, just some random broad, have them be the fucking face, while the guys actually do the talking points and set up the discussion. I mean, at least then it's somewhat honest. These girls are just doing the same thing, but they're fucking, not telling you that that's what they're doing.
Look, if Lauren Southern was smart with her money, she'd never have to work a day in her life ever again, or ever even appear on YouTube ever again. I mean, that's how much money these people make. I'm sure.
How many women do you know are smart with their money?
0.
That's what I'm alluding to.
You know what, Eric? Me and Element X, we broke down one of Lauren Southern's.
Element X, I like that guy.
I used to do a show with him for like 3 years called Esoteric Lectures.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's great.
Like
his lecture on
yeah, he's brilliant.
Emotional detachment.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, he's smart as fuck. But me and Element X, we broke down, like, he used to work in Hollywood on the production end, and we broke down the price. He was able to break this down, the price of what one of Lauren Southern's interviews to some guy in Russia. It might have been Alexander Dugin, I don't remember, but they panned back and it showed all her lighting equipment and umbrellas, and she had like 2 Red One cameras and stuff, and we figured that it was over $500,000 just for that tiny production for her to get all that shit together. I said to myself, okay, how the hell could she afford to live up in a jet? I mean, she was somewhere new on the globe every week, right? I mean, it's like, hey, Lauren Southern from Antarctica. How? She doesn't have a job. She had no Patreon. She got banned from it. She got demonetized. Yeah, she wrote that book that was self-published. It wasn't like she got some huge advance from it. How the fuck did she make all that money? That's what I wanted to know. I mean, it had to have been a sugar daddy, or she has really rich parents.
Well, I mean,
or she has some very left-leaning billionaire that's just financing her, trying to infiltrate into a sphere.
Well, yep. She was, wasn't she outed as being funded by Hope Not Hate? That's right. Hope Not Hate is sort of like a European wing of Antifa. And I think Milo Yiannopoulos said it, so only take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly she's like a double agent for them, and she got interviewed by like Alex Jones, and she and her crew ripped them off or something like that. I don't know the whole story of it, but yeah, she is definitely she was on some sort of payola. A 22-year-old girl that dropped out of college, has no regular like job and career, is able to have all that time and money to do that. And I mean, how do you make that money? It's more than just simps, you know.
She might have sucked a really good D.
I think that might be it. That might be it. Okay, so my testimony, right?
Yep.
Please bear with me. I got corona. I got the coof. So I'm not feeling
Which
very
might be
good
your
right
final words then. Make it
and
good.
they might be my final words. I'm still unvaccinated, pure blood for life, monk for life.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not giving in. It does feel like I swallowed a box of needles though, but shit hurts. But anyway, let's see. Been MGTOW monk for 11 years knowingly, 12 without knowing it. My first year after my last girlfriend, this crazy Lithuanian broad who almost tried to get me arrested one night while we were having a fight in the car, just because I leaned over to turn down the radio so I could hear her nagging at me, and this cop, Schaumburg police, comes driving by and she goes, "Oh, don't you touch me. I'll scream and that cop's going to fucking arrest you." And I was just like, whoa, turn it down the radio here. After this fight, I mean, it was over with. And I was afraid after all the shit that I've been through with all my other exes and stuff of, what could have, how close I came to getting thrown in jail for turning down the radio, and that's how easy it can fucking be. That's how easy it can be for any one of us. And that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. There were so many other things with the other women that I had dated from ages 17 up to, I guess it was 36 or 37. Anyway, for a whole year, I was kind of afraid. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if what I was thinking was the right thing. I was, trying to find answers and stuff. One day I just Googled it and videos came up in the suggestion for the Google commentaries. And, I found a Karen Strawn video of all people. So a woman pointed me to MGTOW, ironically. And she pointed me to, I believe it was, Barbarossa. And then I found Stardust, he called himself Stardust back then, now he's Thinking Ape. And I just binge watched those. And I was just saying, these guys are saying things that I've been thinking and been trying to say for years, and I could not articulate it. And I didn't have the guts to say it to anybody, like in real life, just because it seemed like everywhere I went, women were worshipped. They could do no wrong. How dare you criticize any of these bitches?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I felt outnumbered and alone, very alone. And
look at how many of us still hide. I don't use my real name.
I don't show my face.
Almost everybody doesn't show their face. But, and that's because we are being oppressed and we are afraid. We are afraid of being canceled, in our regular lives because we have an opinion that goes against the gynocracy, because we are against usury, because we have morals, values, ethics, and principles.
We don't believe in debtor's prison.
No. Because we believe that, child, what do you call it? I'm losing my mind. But the child support payments are actually a tax.
Yeah.
They're a tax on us. Not attack, but a tax.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more extortion than anything.
Oh, it is that's all tax. That's extortion at the point of a gun. If you don't pay your child support payments, in most states, they will send you to prison.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
and you have no fucking recourse either. You have
no.
You might as well just go up there like that Darrell Burks guy and represent yourself and try to just, make the trial last as long as possible. It won't work that way. Family court is a kangaroo court.
Yeah, and I've told you guys about my experience through family court, and I've told you what I'm going to do with my newest baby mama. We aren't going to family court. I will happily go to criminal court. Happily. They have to prove that I'm guilty there. right? Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Which won't be hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making it that difficult for them. But I will clearly point out that at least here I'll get a fair trial. If I go to family court, I got no fucking chance.
Nope.
Not unless you got Zombro's lawyer.
I can't afford Zombro's lawyer. I couldn't afford my last lawyer. My last lawyer for my other kids, 10 grand down before we'll even fucking look at it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, where am I coming
Jesus.
up with
Yep.
that? As an illegal immigrant who was basically the stay-at-home dad in the States when I was married to my wife because we were immigrating me in.
Oh, so that was during your process of immigration into the States then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you were totally vulnerable and she fucking knew it.
Of course.
She had you like a booger on a fat kid's finger. I got you where I want you. Now I'm going to eat you. That's exactly what it was like.
She could have called ICE and had you arrested.
Yeah, she knew that.
She didn't want me arrested and deported because if I went back to my own country, right, then I was in at least an element where in the country itself, I was a citizen and protected by certain laws.
Mm-hmm.
While in the U.S. as now a legal immigrant, because she was my sponsor and she pulled out of the sponsorship. So it means I had no sponsor, which means now I'm there illegally, right? And there maybe there is something in the, immigration stuff that allows someone to continue on that way, but most likely not, right? So yeah, as long as I was there, she could torture me however the fuck she wanted, right? The idea of me going back to my home country where I was legally allowed to work and shit like that, and I knew the environment, right? I had a valid driver's license here. I didn't have one in the U.S.
Oh,
you don't need one anymore.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, it depends on which border you're crossing.
Well, either way. But either way, she knew that if I stayed there, she had all the power and the social services, the police, the courts, the kangaroo courts, all on her fucking side. It was the first day we went to the courtroom, and I use that term lightly. There were 6 people on her side and me over here.
And you had no one on your side.
No one. Didn't even know what the fuck to say. And that was
you walked in there blind and you got blindsided.
I mean, like I said, again, another spot where I would have been better off putting 2 bullets in the back of her head. Calling it a fucking day. It's like, okay,
you should have spoken in French only.
Well, if I go to criminal court in the U.S., and Eric knows this,
yeah,
I have to have legal representation given to me if I can't afford it. Right. In a family court, I got none.
There you go.
So I've never been to family court, but if you cannot afford a lawyer, you will not have one provided for you in family court.
No, because you're not under arrest.
Civil. Yeah, civil.
Right.
But she will. She has
because
she can just go and get women's services. She can go get social services, and they'll provide a lawyer for her.
Yeah,
and that's what they did.
Yep.
She didn't have to come up with 10 grand to have legal fucking representation in the court. I had to come up with 10 grand, not her.
That's it.
She just got to walk right in there with one. And then she had 6 social workers who half of them were probably blowing the judge.
Yep.
So, okay, you're all here to make sure that you get paid by making sure that, I get the maximum amount of child support taken out of me and that I don't have access to my kids. Okay, how do I win this game?
And the judge gets some retirement off of you.
Exactly. They're all
the only way you win is not to play.
That's right. They all benefit from our separation from our children. They all benefit. So here's the thing. If your job literally depends on you separating people from their children, What the fuck are you gonna do in your job? You're gonna separate people from their fucking children, whether they deserve it or not.
Well, they get a good financial incentive to do it, so it just keeps rolling.
Of course.
It's a cash
Sure.
cow.
Yeah.
All right. Do any of the other brothers in chat want to come and give their testimonial of why you became MGTOW? If not, I'm going to go through some of the stuff people have been writing. Matt, you've already said yours. Poopy Butthole is MGTOW because hoes are headaches.
I wonder who that poopy butthole is, because I've seen that emoji or that thumbnail before.
Oh, sure, stinks.
Let's go speak to.
And Goshura says most people think because I don't have a girlfriend, I'm going to be lonely. No, you bastards at work. My goal is to be alone, happy, and financially stable. Duh.
Like Pop says, get a dog.
Yep. You lonely, get a dog.
Poopy Butthole also is a MGTOW because the modern world is a joke. For the love of God says, because of the large percentage of behavior from normies seems to be straight of upside down clown world, I am. And I'm assuming that's why he's a MGTOW. Oh, I'm usually in a state of appalled and disgusted. It's completely surreal. Agreed. MGTOW, this is also for the love of God. MGTOW monk mode is the same as wearing personal protective equipment on a construction site. Very true, sir.
I kind of went into monk by default just because I didn't want anything to do with any women, but I didn't know that there was such a thing as a MGTOW monk because I didn't know what a MGTOW was. So I kind of went into it. Well, yeah, this is a philosophy that I think that I'm associated with, and then it just kind of, well, I really don't want a girlfriend. I don't want to have to deal with any of these females. So it kind of was just a natural slide in, but I definitely can understand how men would want to do their own thing, but would still want that female companionship.
Well, I decided after my second marriage that I would never get married again. And I decided to go monk after a month of straight foodie dates where every woman I went out with was just out there to get a meal. I said, fuck that. I'm done with this.
Damn, you got foodie dated, huh?
Yep, a lot.
Wow.
And I just said, fuck it. I'm done with this. I'm not going to feed the other half of the planet.
I had 9 years in between my two marriages, and I should have just, that 8 years before I met the second wife, I should have just kept on rolling, because I would have a different story right now.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it, though?
Yeah, and I've talked to Doug, and I've talked to a couple of different gentlemen. My first ex-wife was a trash bag. I have nothing good or redeeming to say about her. My second is genuinely a very kind-hearted, decent person. It just didn't work out, and there was some dishonesty at the end there that I could not overlook. I was willing to. It was financial, and I was willing to I wanted to know how much we were in the hole, because I needed to know how many shifts of overtime I was going to have to sign up for the next 3 years to pay this debt off. And she says, I don't want your money. It's my problem. I've created the problem. I'll take care of it. And I said, that's fine. And I think I was out the next day.
Wow, that quick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but was you married?
Yeah.
Well, see, they'll still come over after you. Whoever's got the money, they're going to come after.
She
Or making the
created a
money.
bunch of debt because she was supposed to be paying her bills that she was responsible for. And she created a bunch of credit card debt that I had no idea about.
Did you wind up having to pay for it?
No, I did not. She wanted the house because I said, do you want the house, or do you want me to keep the house? Because if you keep the house, you keep the dogs, because we had 2 dogs and stepdaughter, of course. And she says, well, I'd like to have the house because of her daughter. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to be in an apartment and I can't have dogs, so obviously you're going to be taking care of them. She goes, yep. And so she went and got a loan, and basically the house was in my name because I took the loan. She was a secondary. I took the loan. I released the house. She refinanced it, and she refinanced it for probably the amount of money, because I knew what we owed on it, and I know what she refinanced it for, to pay off that said debt. And I released my interest in the house, and she basically refinanced the house. So it really looked good for me because I had a house that just got paid off in my name, and my credit score was already an A+, but it just went. So
actually, yeah, it worked out for you.
Yes, yes, it did.
Well, good. I mean, it's good to see that you one of the few men that could come out ahead in all this shit.
Yeah, my first marriage, I got all the bills. She didn't want anything, and she got $1,500 of my income tax that year, and I took all the debt. I got the house, I got everything, and I had to pay that. I paid that off, but in all actuality, physically, money that it cost me for my first divorce was $2,300.
Okay.
And my second divorce, because I still had a house that I was paying on anyway. She moved out, she's gone. I still had a place to live. I was making those payments anyway, so it really didn't change anything. I just lost a roommate.
Right. Well,
And then,
the
second one cost me about $2,700. And she drew up at her work on her computer. She drew up the divorce decree and the separation of properties, and there was 8 lines. That's it. And I took it to the county clerk, and he looked at me and he goes, God, you guys should write a book on how to get divorced. He said, this is the easiest freaking divorce I've ever seen. And I go, he goes, do you want me to send this paperwork to get her served? He goes, you want me to send a sheriff's deputy to get her served? I said, no, she's at the house. I said, I'll be back in 10 minutes. And I took the papers and I served her.
Wow.
I said, sign this paper. I got to go take it back to the court that you received this. And she goes, okay. She signed it. And then I took that decree that we both signed and had what the hell you call it with the stamp? Person with the stamp.
Notary.
Notary. Yeah, we both signed the stuff in the notary. It said all property is divided as it is going to be after this divorce. No money or compensation is sought from either individual.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in my 401k or my retirement.
That's good.
Granted, if she stays single, she will. When she turns 60, she'll get half of what I will be getting for retirement because we were married long enough. And that was money I was paying anyways. I'll never get it back. I'll never see it. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because I've been paying that tier in my retirement for 27 years, whether you're married or not. So
Right.
I said, enjoy it. And the district court clerk looks at me and he goes, well, this is pretty cut and dry. You don't even have to come to court if you don't want. I can get you this piece of paper.
Jeez.
And if you both sign it and you bring this paper back to me, I'll hand it to the judge. And on your court date, he will just look at this agreement and sign off on it. And that's how easy I got divorced.
Hey, Abe, so it sounded like it was pretty amicable, right? Like, I know that you called for the divorce. It was you that filed for it. Did she do any kind of crazy shit afterwards in retaliation or
nothing?
Oh, wow. That's good.
So I'm very
lucky, Abe.
You're very lucky, man. Twice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I filed twice, and it cost me a total of about $5,300 over since 2000 was my first divorce. It was the year 2000. So in 20 years, it cost me $5,300 to get out of 2 marriages. So that wasn't too bad. I feel very fortunate.
Compared to a lot of men, yeah, I mean, that's not bad.
I live in a railroad town, and generally, when you get divorced in this town, your old lady gets everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So,
All they
and I
should
live in
fucking get is
I live
bullet,
in a
to be
real
honest with
simple
you.
apartment, and I'm doing my own thing, and I'm talking to a group of fine gentlemen on the internet that I never used to do 2 years ago.
Right, man. Well, I mean, in many ways, I feel like, hearing your story, I can relate to a lot more. I've never been married, but I did cohabitate with 2 women, and I hated it. But I too was an only child until I was 17. Single mom, the whole 9 yards, just very much like what you had. And I feel that being raised the same way, my sentiments are very reflective of what you said earlier about, like, I've been raised by a single mom my whole life. I don't want to keep living like that for the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's that's how I felt when I cohabitated with these 2 women, that not at the same time, of course, but you know what I mean? I felt like I was sort of under their thumb. My behavior was being monitored and things like that. And I'm like, I'm an adult, I have all this shit going for me. Why should I have to behave like, oh, it's time for recess, Johnny. You may go out and play now. Come on.
I kind of figured it out too, that if you have to change the way that you speak or your mannerisms around their family or your family, if you bring her to your family and you change your mannerisms in your speech and you don't drop F-bombs or whatever, how you normally talk, there's an issue there, because you're not being genuine to yourself. You're not being who you are. And your relatives are going to know who you are because you've known them your whole life. Right. And they're going to see it. It's going to be that one of those deals when you leave from Thanksgiving, they're going to say, oh man, that guy's pussy whipped, or you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he don't ever talk like that. He's usually having fun and making people laugh and joking and being crude at the table,
farting and shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
so you just you lose who you are to satiate somebody else, to keep them in good graces, to make them look good, to not be embarrassed. And I'm done with that. If you don't like me for who I am, you can eat a bag of dicks. I don't care.
There you go, man. Right, exactly. That's how I feel. I don't care. I don't care if I'm being called selfish or immature or a Peter Pan or a man child or something for wanting to, conduct my life the way that I do, that doesn't go toward the standard expected norm of fucking this, not just clown world, but pre-clown world society,
Well, you
that's
can't let women define you.
right. And I used to do that, man. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, and I grew up only child, single mom. Dad wasn't around very much. I'd see him a few times a year. And then my the second wife, she had two sisters and a brother, and she was basically she was the second oldest. So she had that
Okay.
middle child syndrome, where she wasn't the oldest and she wasn't the baby. And then her brother came along like when she was 16. So her younger sister was the baby for 16 years. And then the younger brother showed up, and then he was the baby.
Mhm.
So I got accused of, well, you're a real selfish person. You only think of yourself. And it's like, that's how I was fucking raised. I didn't have to share my toys.
Right.
I didn't have to do shit. We were broke, but what I had was mine. I didn't have neighbor kids coming over to the house. I was a latchkey kid. I was second grade. I was 8 years old. And I was walking home and sitting in a house in front of a TV for 4 hours or 3 hours whenever mom got off work. So
man, you pretty much had the same grow up bringing I did.
Yeah,
Indy, can I
there's
say something for a second, gentlemen? Indy, I know you're trying to get back on, but right now I can't let you back on the stream. It won't let me. So
There's
try
too
again.
many of us.
No.
Oh, okay.
I finally broke down and got the paid account.
All right. Cool.
Doug's beeping.
Yep. Somebody's calling for Doug.
Get to work, damn it.
So I
He's
was
probably
never
got a
allowed
late night maid service out, to do.
It's a Tinder date.
No, he's got to go over to Riggs's house and put on his outfit.
Oh God.
Yeah, he doesn't live too far. He don't live too far from Riggs.
That's hilarious, but no, that's not happening. But he was over here smashing 90 proof Nancy a few nights ago. I watched.
Oh, and Zombro. Are you still in the chat, Zombro? Hey, I drove through Oklahoma City today, and Hemi was trying to get you on the phone, but we couldn't reach you. You missed out on being part of the MGTOW World Tour, but I'm sure I'll drive through it again.
Brandon, I have a couple of questions about that. That's a great truck. I'm very, very envious of your setup there. Are you owner operator?
No. I went to a quote unquote free quotes free school where you got to work for these guys for a year.
Yeah, the first taste is free, Brandon, but then they got you.
Pay.
Yes, they do. They got me for a year because if I don't continue to work for them, I got to pay them back $6,000 at 19% interest.
God damn.
So I've got
Brandon,
the money to pay them off if I don't work this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you stock that away just in case.
Yeah, I still don't want to. I don't want to pay them any money. I want to get the experience, and if I fucking wreck their truck, it's not my truck.
It's true.
They've got insurance. You might not have a job, but they have insurance.
Right.
You really seem to love it, though. I mean, do you like being out on the road, seeing America, getting paid to see America? All that.
God, yes.
Yeah, I mean, all by yourself.
Yeah, when I haven't been married, I've been a traveling man all my whole life.
Right.
Why not get paid for it?
Right, exactly.
I got paid for it previously to do it.
I've got a guy that I work with that is he's leaving tomorrow night after he gets off work his kid's driving him down to Denver, and he's flying over to Cambodia for 3.5 weeks.
Nice.
He's been all over the world. He goes, his vacations, he goes to Egypt, Spain. You know, he's gone all over the place. So he's really seen a lot of really cool places. But I keep telling him, yeah, you're going to go there for the Cambodian rice paddy whores, and then get the old Cambodian reach around.
Punani Puniti.
Wait, there's another reason to go there.
Yeah,
Fine cuisine, Chris.
oh, dude, they
Oh.
drink this stuff called cobra juice. And he was watching a video of some expat girl that went over to Cambodia, and she's at this festival and eating all this stuff that these people are giving her. And they get this cobra juice, and what they do is they catch a cobra, kill it, and then they gut it, and then they throw that raw ass snake into a freaking pot and make booze. And
Gross.
so she's sitting there taking shots of this freaking cobra juice, and they pulled the snake out of the pot, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a damn folded up cobra. And then a couple days later, she's doing a blog, and she's laying there, and she's like, "Oh, I've been sick for 3 days, and I've been on the toilet. I can't get off the toilet, and oh, my stomach hurts. I don't know what happened." It's like you drank juice, you drank booze out of the body cavity of a dead snake. I mean, it ain't that hard to figure out. I said, so today I went and I took a big old dump at work, and I come back and I said, "Hey man, I left you some cobra juice in the toilet if you want to get it acclimated." I said, "I folded a big old cobra up there for you."
Well, you know, you've got a really good parent when you got to stand up and get it out.
It was a good one. You almost had to chop it with a spatula, but it went down.
Big old rhino turd.
But
Oh,
yeah, Brandon, I catch you in the morning. This morning when you went live, I just popped in there and threw a comment because I was just getting ready to walk out the door. It was still dark where I live.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty close to where you live this morning.
Where were you?
I was in Schuyler.
Schuyler, Nebraska?
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's but there's an absolutely huge cargo plant there. It's Schuyler. It's a really weird spelling of it, so I could be pronouncing it incorrectly.
Oh, this whole state's got weird pronunciations. There, you go over by Lincoln, and there's a town. It's spelled Beatrice, but it's Beatrice. And if you call it Beatrice, they get pissed. I'm like, it's Beatrice. No, it's not. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Beatrice, yeah.
So you were more eastern Nebraska then, or western?
I was northeastern.
Northeastern. Yeah, you're still 400 miles away from me.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm
Nebraska
on the
was I was close. You know,
yeah.
Relatively speaking, compared to our distances now, because I'm almost to the Texas border now.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, you're
yeah.
heading back down to Texas, aren't you? You were actually fairly close to Riggs and Doug then.
Yeah, 90 miles from those guys.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Do you ever take the rig down to Mexico or up to Canada?
Well, I haven't yet, but I could.
Okay. Okay.
There's nothing saying I'm not gonna. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had if you had a haul that was that destination or not.
Nope, I've got my passport with me.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Have you ever had a job in Wisconsin? Like, did you ever have to go up to my state yet?
I have not had a job in Wisconsin. The closest I got was Chicago.
Okay.
which is
But-
almost as shitty as Wisconsin, I hear.
Fuck you guys.
Sorry, Johnny, but I did my thing in Wisconsin, and
I know.
no love lost there, man. What can
I
say?
know.
I've only been to I went to Wisconsin Dells one time, and it was a mid-state council machinist union deal, and we ended up in Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
And that's like what do they call that? It's the Riviera for Chicago.
It's the water slide capital of the U.S.
Yeah, and I went up there in like March, so there was nothing open.
Okay.
The Ripley's, believe it or not, museum was open, and that was about the other thing. And then there's a bar, and it was
Go
over
figure.
towards where our hotel was, and it was called Nigs Bar, Nigs, and it has been there. It has been there forever. And the old boy I was with, he's like, we got to go have a beer at Nigs Bar, and I go, yeah, we probably do, So we went in there, and it's just a kind of it was an old neighborhood bar that has been there forever, and the original owner, I think he was Greek.
Mm.
I may be mistaken, but yeah, it was. So Nigs was his Nig was his nickname, and yeah, so I went in there and I thought, I was looking to see if there was going to be any Confederate flags on the wall or anything like that. I didn't quite know what I was going into. I was like, no, it's just an old neighborhood bar.
Oh God, we got about like 20 of those in my little village.
I have a question for Mohammed Al Saeed. Is a wet falafel at dawn? Are you talking about eating pussy? Please just it seems like I missed a lot. Speaking of which, has anyone tried a wet falafel at dawn?
Oh my!
Looks like Matt
what do I
has.
say
Did
to
Matt
that?
raise his hand? Did we freeze?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, we froze for a little bit. I don't have the best connection here. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for coming. Thank you everybody who gave you their testimonials tonight. And if you're watching this in the future, go ahead and make a testimonial of your own. We need to have a record put out there so people cannot put words in our mouth.
And we're not terrorists.
brother. It's strong.
We have made our testimonials.
Well, except for me. I mean, I'm here for all the right reasons.
He's a Canadian, so he's automatically a terrorist. But
That's
You
us
can't
in the
trust
U.S.
those
are
guys.
not terrorists.
Now
You can't trust any Canadians with their flip top heads.
Their beady eyes.
And
Don't call me buddy guy. Don't call me guy friend. Don't call me friend pal.
God,
Stop reading my mail.
now you guys are
And-
just getting ridiculous.
and he's black.
Well, you're just a dirty rotten
Promote
motherfucker, that's true.
misogyny. I want to promote misogyny as far as I can.
Long live misogyny.
That's right.
I like massages.
I do too. I'm a proud misogynist.
I've never had a massage on my knee, but some days I kind of need one.
Well, if you
Might help.
go to the right truck stop, you can get a massage on your weenie.
Oh,
That's called masturbation.
I thought that was a rub and tug.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. The lot lizards don't care what you call it.
Anyways,
Look.
I go to high class. Truck stops.
I personally want to get a brothel in every town.
Oh, AKS, you want to join in? Well,
Yeah.
join the guest stream and come and give us your testimonial.
What the fuck?
Waiting on Absolute Knowledge Seekers. Come on, join it. Join.
Come on,
He's probably got-
AKS. You could do it.
He's probably got to put on his chainmail and his
He's got to get his hair did.
Balaclava and his shades.
Well, his sword too.
because
I'm gonna dip
wearing
out,
a
guys.
balaclava makes him look so much less like a terrorist.
Hey, man, we could be in this together.
Yeah, he's not not looking like a teriyakist as was it SCE would say.
Yeah.
You got to use code words now.
Yeah, gosh.
Only because they're
Whatever
also
happened to like just taking a fucking joke? It's like,
Well, Doug, senses of humor were eradicated post 9/11. We
okay.
can't, and so was sarcasm. It doesn't exist anymore.
I
It all started back in the 80s with the political correctness movement.
Yeah, from a
What do you think was the
terrorist.
first? What do you think was the first thing in the 80s that kicked that off?
Mao.
Well, I remember. Let's see.
It was Mao.
They killed Sam Kinison. I'm talking like in terms of comedy. He had a car accident, quote unquote. Bill Hicks, of course, we lost him to quote unquote cancer. And then, of course, they canceled Andrew Dice Clay right on national TV.
Yep.
He was never seen again after those Alphabet Soup people started heckling him. And that was about it.
And then they replaced him with unfunny female comedians.
Yeah.
Like Elaine Boozler.
Dickory dock.
Sheila was sucking my cock.
What's in the bowl, bitch? Oh!
Little boy Blue. He needed the money.
I remember because I've kind of got a warped sense of humor, if you haven't been able to tell. And right after I heard that Kinnison got killed, I said, "Man, I knew what the last words were out of his mouth." And then my buddy goes, "What?" And I went, "Ah!"
Yeah. I love Kinnison.
And he was my buddy looked at me and he goes, "God, you're fucked up." And I said, "Would you expect anything else?" I was expecting that joke. I was thinking it myself, and I just hadn't said it yet. And I was like, okay.
Kinnison would drop some serious red pills about marriage and stuff. He was just like, he had one act where somebody's like, "Hey, so how do you like being married?" And Sam Kinnison says, "You want to know? Come here. I'll ruin your fucking life."
Yeah.
Kill me.
Yeah, but wasn't Kinnison hooking up with that chick that derailed what's his name's presidency?
Oh, yeah, he was.
Marla Maples.
Marla Maples.
Yeah, he was banging.
Marla Maples was one of Trump's ex-wives.
Well, yeah, but I think Kinnison got with her afterwards, after she became notorious.
Yeah, because she derailed. She got there was some guy running for president, and some pictures floated out there of her swallowing something of his lower anatomy on a fishing boat, and it completely derailed his bid for presidency.
Well, obviously the man was trolling for cocksuckers, and he caught one.
Yeah. We can't even say jokes like this anymore. It's a super funny joke. What does Princess Diana and Pink Floyd have in common?
What?
Duh.
Their last big hit was The Wall.
The Wall. I knew that one. I finally knew one.
I gotta remember that one.
Oh God.
Nice.
Man, absolute knowledge seeker. You take as much time to get ready as a woman.
The Wall remains undefeated in all cases, boys.
That's true.
Absolutely.
It does.
and doubly so in France.
Why is that?
Princess Di. Come on. You think
Hey Johnny,
that
how's your album going? Did you get it all done?
It's all done. It's in the can. We got the master files and also the DAT sent to Italy from the recording studio. So it is going to have a first quarter release. And I beg the label, please release it on Valentine's Day. Please release it on Valentine's Day. So,
It's a bunch of love ballads.
Oh yeah, it's
Johnny,
a big romantic album.
Johnny, do you think that that an accordion is the proper music to play?
No, I use the hurdy-gurdy. I'm not that talented.
Okay. That makes it better then.
I just
right.
look it up.
What's the term? Skin flute.
And the man we have all been waiting for. Absolute knowledge seekers. Welcome to the stage.
What's up?
I haven't been waiting for that fucker.
You can kiss my ass if you weren't waiting, because
Fuck you.
I took all this time to fucking put this shit on, bro.
And it finally got here. About time.
Yeah, plus I had to figure out if my audio, people were talking here. What the fucking, okay. I had to figure out my mic and my headset, so that's why it took a little bit extra time, and my camera. So what's the discussion?
Well, tonight we are all giving testimonials on why we became followers of the MGTOW philosophy.
Because these women today are hoes. The end.
There you have it.
Drop.
There it is.
Understanding women, not hating them.
You got all dressed up for that?
You look dapper.
Right. It used to be like back in the, I don't know, maybe 500 or more years ago. Most women, it was like 95% of women were respectable, and like 5% were hoes, and now it's reverse. Pretty much.
I'd have to agree with that. Even as late as the 80s, most of the girls in my town were respectable.
And now they're all hoes. And now
they're
all dick juggling. And now they're all juggling dicks. And now they're all juggling dicks. And as soon as they get bored, and the second they get bored, on to the next dick. I mean, come on. Fuck this.
That's called the cock carousel. That's right.
Yep.
As soon as they feel whatever, it's like it could be boredom. It could be societal. Somebody's echoing like crazy. All I'm hearing is this bass echo.
Well, you sound good here on this end.
I don't know who it is, but anyway. I mean, I'm not here to just say, all women are trash until the end of time, but I mean, but if you look at, I'm from a big city. And these bitches are getting it in like with 5 different dudes. These bitches are getting in on Tinder, and the bitches are getting in at the bar. They can get dick from they can get dick from anywhere, and it's like I'm not gonna put effort, and I'm not gonna take a woman seriously and try to be in a relationship with a woman who can just easily just jump onto the next dick and just ghost me.
It's because they have so many choices because of social media and these little smartphones I'm talking on.
Yeah.
I think that's when they really changed, because they could talk to and get validation from thousands of men instead of the 6 or 7 guys at high school that were chasing them around because they didn't know everybody at the other high school that was 10 miles away. Now they get online and everybody in a state has access to talk to them. And I think that's part of the reason why they just turned into mega salutes.
Yeah,
Because it's easy
Yeah,
now.
they can order
Easy.
cock just like they order pizza.
yeah.
Well,
Big city hose, and big
I'll put you guys.
and Texas, and Houston, Texas hose, and Los Angeles hose, and New York City hose. And where I'm at, it's so easy. It's so easy for these chicks. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous of how much dick is being thrown at them from every direction. It's
Of course.
you know,
But so have you guys heard the news about the PayPal thing?
Oh, what's
What's the
going on with
latest
that?
on PayPal?
You remember how they were saying that that whole $2,500 fine thing was a mistake that was put in? Well, it's been reinstated. So I guess it wasn't that much of a fucking mistake.
So they walked the walk back? They walked it back?
Yeah. You betcha.
Well, I've never had PayPal and I never will, and I don't use it. That's why Cash App's about the only thing that I would give anybody any cash on.
Chris,
Yeah.
what kind of fine are we talking about? Like what?
$2,500 for every offense is the minimum.
And they don't exactly tell you what an offense is, right? Like you just
No,
gotta
anything
kind
they
of
don't
get
agree
it
with.
and find out. Okay.
Doug, you got a lot of wind going on there.
I don't.
Matt, try to
Brandon?
mute your mic for a second to see what happens. Could you?
Hell, maybe it's me.
I'll mute mine.
Oh. Matt, can you mute yours?
Yeah,
I already did.
I can hear you.
Yeah, can you mute your mic?
How do I do that? Oh, wait. Yeah, this is my first rodeo. I'm sorry, folks.
Oh, no worries, brother. No worries.
It's all right, man. No big deal.
But either
It's
way,
probably the wind whipping. See, we're all in a domicile, and Brandon's slumming in a truck, so it's probably the wind blowing around his truck.
that's his lot lizard just waking up. That's all. See, he tells us he does one thing, but he actually does another.
Hey, Brandon, I'm
hey,
hungry.
I had
Give me a
myself muted.
barbecue.
Thank you very much. Them
Yeah,
lot
but-
lizards wasn't making any noise for you.
Let's go, Brandon.
Good, Doug.
Let's
Good.
go, Brandon.
Get them trousers down, boy. But yeah, no, they basically said that the $2,500 is like the minimum. Then they will add on like if it takes fucking administration fees and everything like that to process it, and it's per offense. So if you say 8 things here tonight that offends them, that's 8 fucking offenses plus all the fucking administration fees. All of them start at $2,500.
Well, okay. So, like for instance, the only time I've ever used PayPal was to like buy musical equipment
Yeah.
from
Well, you're
private
fine.
sellers. Okay, because I'm not saying anything that could possibly or
Exactly.
buying something that they could find offensive.
You
Yeah.
hurt my feelings 6 months ago, Johnny. So I'm turning you in.
That's true. I've hurt your feelings a lot. Hey, MGTOW Outlaw, how's it going, man?
Yeah, either way, their stocks are going in the fucking toilet, and everybody's fucking bailing on them.
Good. I hope they go bankrupt, and there'll be somebody else to take over that service.
Well,
Yeah.
Truth Social, or not Truth Social. What's the other one?
Well, tonight's stream is about giving testimonials, and we've got some new gentlemen in the chat if they want to give their testimonial on why they became followers of the MGTOW philosophy.
Come
got
on,
Brad.
MGTOW Outlaw, get on up here, man. We
Outlaw.
want to hear it.
Yeah, come on, get on.
I just gave my thoughts that most modern women are hoes. I didn't give my personal story and testimonial about.
Well, let's hear that personal story there.
Okay.
Sing it out loud, brother.
Okay. So right when I got into it, so let's see. Okay, before the military, I was with some hot ass bitch, and she did me dirty, and then I joined the military, and then I got out of the military, and I started talking to some other bitch, and she did me dirty, and then I went to college, and when I was in college, all I was thinking about, was getting pussy, so I couldn't even focus on school, because I was in my mid-20s, and I was into this, like, just talking to every bitch, and like I was with this random chick and this chick's boyfriend, and this chick had a boyfriend, and this other chick was just like a fucking 46-year-old chick that I was just, and the point is I was like, you know what? I was like, this is no, like, I'm going nowhere. Like I failed out of my major. I had to switch majors because I was doing so bad. I would switch majors because I did bad in college, and then I just listened to, and I was actually, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I was listening to him, to PUA, before I started listening to him, to MGTOW. I started listening to, like, how do you become, like, how do you get all these bitches, or why did my why did my last relationship get completely fucking annihilated? I was listening to, to the dating coaches, and I was listening to dating coaches, and I was thinking about game, and I was like, you know what? This is just a waste of time and effort and energy. Like, I need to figure out, what it is, and then like, and then, like, around like 2014, I'm 15. Around 2014, 15, I listened to Sandman, I listened to TFM. Big John was around. MGTOW was Freedom. I listened to those, and then I saw a bunch of channels, and I've seen channels come and go. I've seen channels. Those are the big ones. Hold on, gotta look into the thing. Okay, those are the big ones. Like, I've seen smaller channels. I've seen other channels and just come and go, and they probably just it's because people got offended and started hitting up their channel with strikes. I've seen the small ones come and go.
I think that's going to happen a lot more here in the near future too.
Well, apparently the bill C-11 has passed here in Canada, so now they have full control over fucking YouTube, anything online, any media outlets, even the ones they haven't bought. They have now full control over censoring shit.
So you guys went full communist then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're full on dictatorship now.
That is the gayest, most paused fucking bill on the planet.
Yeah, we're full on dictatorship. I mean, we were full on dictatorship 10 years ago. It's just now they're just making it, public knowledge.
Hey, Chris, on that gun thing, I know he basically did an executive order or whatever to ban the sale or transfer anything. Are they going to try to confiscate?
Yes. Well, yes, of course. If you can't buy it and you can't sell it, then you can't own it. That's the next step. But like I said, everybody knew that, and they still went out and bought 1.8 million handguns.
Good.
And after, I guess, the last couple of days, that's probably gone up to over 2 million.
I like
yeah,
it.
It's
That's
good.
Well,
because
we've got 87,000 IRS agents that are going to be armed attacking us, and I imagine after they start stacking up your Mounties like cordwood out on the porch, when they go to confiscate people's firearms, I would imagine they're going to have to hire a bunch of those redcoats too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, people have already made it very clear, and one province has actually declared that we are not fucking doing this. We do not.
Yeah, that was Manitoba, wasn't it?
No, it was Edmonton or Alberta.
Oh, Alberta, yeah.
Yeah. Now apparently Saskatchewan has joined that bandwagon too, but let's be honest, they're probably not that serious about it, right? Because they got an election coming up, so he's just probably looking to gain favor, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, Justin Trudeau, come take our guns." But either way, yeah, send back a lot of fucking corpses. When you get a tap on the door and they say, "We're here to take what you fucking own," you put it right between their fucking eyeballs. There you go.
Well, I have a feeling that there's going to be some people that are going to do that. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to cow down and just, okay, here, take them.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of those. Lots, dude. Lots. Because, I mean, that conditioning of licking the boot, that's been going on for 60 fucking years plus. We got lots of people willing to lick boot, right?
Yes.
But you got lots of people who are going to say, no. And
all it takes is a substantial amount.
Yeah, well, like I said, send them back in body bags, and eventually, just like how it was stated during the Nazi occupation of places, when it became too dangerous for fucking soldiers to go out and do these acts of evil against the population, they couldn't fucking do it. Nobody was willing to take the hazard pay to go out and fucking try to take somebody, knowing that they would catch a bullet or a knife in the fucking back. Right?
Your next thing that's going to happen, though, Chris, is they're going to pull they did the truckers. They're going to take your money, and they're going to basically, you're going to have a social credit score, and anybody that's a registered gun owner that doesn't turn in their guns, they're going to bankrupt you.
Oh yeah, they're already trying to do that.
That's coming.
But the thing is, a lot of people have kind of clued in, not enough, obviously, but a lot have clued in and said, you know what? I don't need my bank account. You want to close it?
I unfortunately lost all of mine in a tragic boating accident.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did. Right after I moved to the Mississippi River, I knew that I would lose those in that thing.
It's muddy and it's hard to find.
Yeah, can't see shit.
I had mine. I lost mine in an ice fishing fire.
Yeah, that heater.
Yeah, I think Brandon and I were on the same lake that day.
Might have been. There's a lot of fires that day.
Yeah, ice fishing fires are dangerous, guys. Please keep yourselves aware and alert. But like I said, if they don't stack them up like fucking cores of wood, as you stated, if there's no body count, we might as well just fucking walk right into the fucking death camps now and just call it a day.
Yeah, get on the train cars because they're going to go take you to a vacation place.
Yeah, the farm where you become fertilizer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but you're all roboting to me.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
Everything sounds good here.
Me too.
Well, as long as it's good here.
Yeah, we're all clear. But I can do this if you want, Brandon.
There you go.
I can't even
all right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody who gave their testimonial tonight. And I appreciate each and every one of you who is going to send one in the future. Because we do need to get the reasons why we follow the MGTOW philosophy, because it's not a movement. There's no leader. We have people that we
have membership dues.
Good speakers on the philosophy, but there's no king of MGTOW. Somebody was telling me today that some girl is calling herself the queen of MGTOW.
Oh,
and that obviously cannot
happen.
I was going for Emperor of Freedom, but I mean, if Emperor of MGTOW makes better sense, then I guess I'll
fuck
go for that.
You're not going to be the Emperor of MGTOW.
Come on.
I was going for the beard but I guess I'm going to have to shave now.
Well,
you have to grow mine.
You're going to go under a queen then?
You've got Canada. You don't need any more. It's a big country.
I don't want Canada. I want the world.
Oh,
All right, gentlemen. It was a pleasure talking to all of you.
All right, bro.
yeah. Thanks a lot for having me on, guys. I got to go to bed.
Thank you, Brandon.
too.
Appreciate it. It's my Friday night, and I'm probably going to make me a nice whiskey to mellow out a little bit. Hey, Doug, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here, Ape.
I'll give you a call.
Sounds good, bro. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Brandon.
We'll talk.
True Blood.
And those of you who wants to stick on after I end the stream, you can stick on for a bit.
I'll catch you boys later. Thanks a lot for having me.
Night,
Bye.
Johnny.
Thank you for
Nice to
coming,
see
Johnny.
you, Johnny Midnight.
See
Yeah,
ya.
cool.
Cool.
Talk,
I'll stick
talk to you,
around.
Johnny. Hope you're feeling better, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. All right. I just had to be in here for this. All right. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.